Hi and welcome to Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Patterson. Passenger traffic is continuing to rise sky high at the Daytona Beach International Airport, and airport officials are working hard to attract even more passengers. And after months of repairs and upgrades, the popular Strickland firing range is reopening on November 26th. Then finally, here in the studio, Community Information Director Dave Byron sits down with his guest, Steve Sherrer, for a chat about the many services that Votran has to offer and why a rate increase is so necessary. Those segments, information about a holiday event that's sure to be fun for the whole family, news and more coming right up on Volusia Magazine. Stay tuned. The long-awaited reopening of the Robert Strickland shooting range will be Tuesday, November 26th, following a 4-month renovation project. Shooters will be greeted by $360,000 in upgrades that will improve range safety and minimize future operational costs.
We constructed a berm or an eyebrow right at the base of the berm, and what that does is it actually, when the bullets go into the berm, if there's a ricochet, it would hit the top of this eyebrow and reflect back onto the ground and prevent bullets or ricochets from going in directions that we didn't really want them to go in. The other safety measure that we instituted there at the range were the baffling systems. Previously, it was a wood baffling system with a rubber interior to prevent bullets from leaving the range. What we've installed now is there's a material that's over a rigid material that prevents bullets from exiting and protects them from ricocheting back.
More than 20,000 residents visited the Robert Strickland shooting range last year. The range initially opened in 2006. It provides a covered firing line for handguns at 7, 15, and 25 yards. High caliber rifles may be fired from 50 and 100 yards. Any caliber handgun or rifle may be used except 50 caliber BMG rifles, shotguns, and fully automatic weapons.
Safety is the utmost priority of what we're doing out there. So the staff out there, they have to be stern at sometimes, but their interest lies in safety of everybody that visits the range. So safety is job one.
For more information about the shooting range, you can call 386-736-5953, or you can visit volusia.org/parks. Passenger traffic at Daytona Beach International Airport increased 9% during October in comparison with October of last year. During October, 50,930 incoming and outgoing passengers traveled through the county-operated airport. This compares with 46,704 passengers in October of 2012. For the past 12 months, 602,146 passengers have flown in or out of the airport, a 1% increase compared to the previous 12 months. The airport's passenger traffic increase in October continues a trend that began in November of 2009. During those 4 years, the airport recorded a passenger traffic increase in 44 of the 48 months, according to Stephen Cook, the airport's business development director.
The other thing that happened in October was we went over 600,000 passengers, which we haven't seen that level for 5 years at the airport. So traffic is moving up. Our load factors at Daytona Beach for October were 94%. It's the greatest load factor we've seen in 2013. Ticket sales for October, if you look at all the airlines, we're actually down almost 4%. We're up 9%. So it shows the demand is very strong in Daytona Beach.
Daytona Beach International Airport, in partnership with Volusia's tourism authorities and numerous businesses, has offered JetBlue a $2.2 million community-based incentive program as an inducement for the air carrier to provide service in Daytona Beach.
We're also still pursuing JetBlue Airways, and had a good meeting with them in October, and it's still very much a live issue. We want to see them here in Daytona Beach. We want to see that nonstop New York service, and I think at some point we are going to see it.
For more information, log on to flydaytonafirst.com. For the third year in a row, residents and visitors to Volusia County can celebrate the holiday season at Light Up Volusia Nights. The family-friendly holiday lighting event is Saturday, November 30th at the Ocean Center on North Atlantic Avenue in Daytona Beach.
We'll have the 40-foot tree that we've had traditionally here. The whole east side of the Ocean Center will be lit up in conjunction with and in concert with the Hilton Hotel and the Ocean Walk shops. All will be lit up at the same time. About 7:30, we'll start doing photos with Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus inside the main ballroom. We'll have games and different arts and crafts in there. We'll have free hot chocolate and free cookies and free popcorn for everybody.
The fun starts at 5 p.m. with entertainment that includes performances by local musical groups, kids' activities, arts and crafts, and of course, a visit from Santa Claus. Then just after 7 p.m., area dignitaries will flip the light switch for the ornate 40-foot holiday tree, complete with beach-themed decor and Sandy the Seahorse, the official mascot of Light Up Volusia Nights.
And one of the cool things we do every year is we create an atmosphere of a winter wonderland by creating a snow effect inside the main building. So it's really cool to see.
New this year, local high school students will compete to see which school rules when it comes to building the best gingerbread house. This is a free community event, and for more information, you can call the Ocean Center at 386-254-4500.
Hello, I'm Reggie Santilli, and I'm a member of Volusia Eco Advisory Committee. The volunteer group works closely with Volusia County Council and makes recommendations on projects that enhance the quality of life for our citizens. It's an honor and a pleasure to serve in this capacity. If you would like to share your skills and serve your community, why not consider joining one of Volusia County's advisory boards? We have openings on several boards. If you want to make a difference in your community, please visit volusia.org/advisory.
Tucked away amid a residential neighborhood of Port Orange is the tranquil and historic Sugar Mill Gardens. Reporter Joanne Magley has more on this unique attraction in this week's Volusia Here and Now.
They like to just walk and be able to wander through and see. There's always something blooming.
Sugar Mill Gardens in Port Orange is a botanical garden developed and maintained by the Botanical Gardens of Volusia Incorporated, a nonprofit organization with no salaried employees and operated entirely by volunteers. Diane Gilpatrick is one of those volunteers.
It's the work of volunteers, and then a lot of people through their donations. People bring in plants, people put money in the donation box, and people give their time.
About 15 volunteers maintain the property, which was donated in 1963 to the County of Volusia by J. Saxton Lloyd. It's been operated as the Gardens since 1988. In addition to a large selection of native trees, a butterfly garden, and collections of bromeliads, ginger, and cacti, Sugar Mill Gardens features the ruins of a 19th century sugar factory, part of the former Dunlawton plantation. The display contains one of the most complete sugarcane grinding machines in the country. One of the unique features of the gardens is the human sundial. By standing next to the stone of the current month and raising your arm, your shadow points to the time. And don't be alarmed when you come across replicas of dinosaurs. Before this was the Botanical Gardens, from 1948 to 1952, it was Bongo Land, a theme park with a miniature train, a replica of Seminole Village, and prehistoric monsters. With all of the natural beauty throughout the 10-acre site, it's no wonder it's a very popular location for weddings.
Any day of the week you can have a wedding anywhere in the gardens. And we provide the location. We have electricity to all of the different spots, and we help them get set up, and it's $250. and there's always someone on site. And if there's an area that doesn't have a lot of flowers, we'll add a few flowers and things, but the rest is all up to them. But we're always here to make sure everything is going all right. And we have several weddings every month.
Some of the weddings are held under the big Confederate oak tree, as the story is told, a place where the Confederate soldiers used to camp during the Civil War. The gardens are open daily and there is no admission price, but donations are appreciated. Donations of money and plants help the volunteers care for this historical area.
Another thing that I think that makes the gardens unique, it's not one person's idea. This garden is the idea of many people. People come in and they say, oh, wouldn't this be beautiful here? And so we try it and it works.
For Volusia Here and Now, I'm Joanne Magley.
For more information on Sugar Mill Gardens, you can call 386-767-1735 or visit dunlawtonsugarmillgardens.org. Volusia County Agricultural Extension Agent Joe Sewards has some tips for us about growing strawberries.
Hi, my name is Joe Sewards, and I'm the Urban Horticulture Agent with the University of Florida Volusia County Extension, and we're going to talk about growing strawberries in the home garden. Strawberry season in this part of Florida is between the end of September and the end of April. At that time, then you take the strawberries out. You can either rotate and put another crop in there for the spring and summer months, or you can simply let that area lie fallow, maybe solarize those areas, and get ready for another crop of strawberries beginning the following fall. Strawberries are ordered through commercial growers that are located either in Canada or North Carolina. They're set out as small plants or transplants, and they grow very quickly and are really surprisingly easy to take care of. In the home garden, strawberries can be grown in raised beds, they can be grown in containers, they can be grown hydroponically. Hydroponics is a good way to grow strawberries because you have no weeds, they grow faster, they are highly productive, and they're easy to take care of. You have fewer problems with insects and diseases, and since most hydroponic systems are elevated, you don't have to get down on your hands and knees and pull weeds and get dirty. As long as you have an area on your property that's going to get at least 6 hours of direct sun, strawberries can be successfully grown. If you have space, raised beds is another way to grow strawberries. You can buy commercially prepared soilless media to grow them in. You have to have good drainage, you have to have plenty of sunshine, and you have to be willing to go out and look at them every day to keep an eye out for pests and diseases. There are a variety of containers. You can build them out of wood, you can build them out of concrete blocks. Anything that's going to raise the strawberries up above the existing grade, again, so you can have good drainage, is very important. From time to time, cold protection will be necessary. And so creating a little frame to go over the strawberry bed or your container so that you can throw a piece of plastic or a sheet over them to protect them from cold temperatures is necessary from time to time. Strawberries like the cooler temperatures. They don't grow well when it's really hot in the summer here. Making sure you check your strawberries daily for productivity. If they start to look a little pale, if the production is starting to fall off, that's an indication that you might need to apply some fertilizer from time to time. If you're growing them in the ground, soil test is always important, but if you're growing them hydroponically, soil tests obviously aren't necessary. No matter how you choose to grow strawberries, we can help you do that, and it's a fun way to incorporate edible plants into your Florida-friendly landscape. Strawberries can be a very successful money-making crop in Central Florida and here in Volusia County. For Horticulture Today, this is Joe Sewards.
For more information, you can log on to volusia.org/extension. Time now to head into the studio to join Community Information Director Dave Byron with his guest, Votran General Manager Steve Sherrer.
Thanks, Amber, and hi, everyone. Votran, the county's public transit system, is facing an unprecedented demand for service. Ridership last year was up 4% after being up 6% the previous year, and the pace continues. This leaves the county transit system struggling to meet service needs while holding down the subsidy from the county's general tax fund. Among the fiscal steps the County Council has approved is a fare increase for Votran riders, which kicks in this coming February. Today we'll try to put this into perspective, and we have with us in the studio Votran's General Manager Steve Sherrer. Steve, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Dave. Thanks for having me.
Hey, absolutely. We're going to be talking about this fare increase, but let's just kind of start off with some general information. Again, maybe for people that are new to the area, so forth. Give us a general description of Votran Public Transportation.
Okay. Votran is the public transportation provider for Volusia County. We provide services countywide. We operate 24 fixed routes. We operate an ADA door-to-door service. For the disabled folks of the community, and we also operate a flex service down in the New Smyrna Beach area.
As I've come to learn, Steve, in talking with folks like yourself in Volusia County, public transportation primarily is a social service. A good many of your riders really have no other options.
Yep, that's correct. An interesting statistic that we have 71% of our customers either don't drive, don't have access to a car, or don't have a driver's license.
Wow.
So those folks are definitely dependent upon our services.
And I think I read a statistic somewhere where a good majority of the passengers, well over 75%, they have annual incomes of $29,000 or less.
That's correct.
So we're talking the poor people in the community, basically.
Yes.
Let's talk about Votran's budget, because we want to talk about the fare increase and what it means to the budget, but let's understand the budget first. Give us kind of a quick primer on how Votran's budget is financed.
Okay, Votran's budget is a little over $21 million for the year. A good majority of that funding comes from Federal Transit Administration and Florida DOT grant funds,
right,
along with the revenues that we generate from our customer fares. But a significantly larger portion of that amount does come directly from the county's general fund.
So obviously, when you take up the non-general fund revenue streams, as I understand what you just said, you add all those up, and then the difference, I guess, is what you take from the county's general budget.
That's correct. That's correct. This year is approximately $8.2 million.
Is it normal, Steve, for public transit systems to receive some form of operating subsidy? In other words, you know, the revenues that they generate from fares and so forth, you know, don't provide the full cost of service?
Yes, it's very standard to have either cities or counties contributing directly to the operating budgets of transit systems across the country.
We said, you know, at the opening, Steve, ridership at the conclusion of the most recent fiscal year, which ended September 30th, was up something like 4.5% for your big buses. Mm-hmm. It was up 6% the previous year, so 10% in 2 years. You know, from what I know about transit systems, that is a staggering percentage increase.
Oh, it definitely is. Compared to the national average, which is significantly lower than that, our increase is very high. More and more people are out using Votran services, and we were fortunate enough to be able to make some service improvements mm-hmm. Over the last year that definitely caused more people to be out using our services.
Steve, obviously, if we're talking about the fact that a great percentage of your riders are of the low-income variety, and we know that the times have been tough in the last several years. I mean, is that the obvious reason that the passenger traffic is going up? Do you think that's what this is all about?
More people are out using the service. You know, the economy, although it is starting to improve a little bit, is still tough. Mm-hmm. People are still having a hard time paying car payments sure. and insurance, and the continuing fluctuating price of gas just right. makes it more and more challenging for people to have those bills mm-hmm. In their budget. And like I said, we have made some improvements to our service with right. Grant funds that have made our service more convenient for people. But it's still tough out there, right. and the people that are using our service need our service, and and maybe they're getting out and about more. Who knows? But the challenges are still there, and the ridership is increasing significantly.
Well, it's a good thing that ridership is increasing. It's a service provided by the county. So, Steve, one of the things that the county council has done to kind of help the budget picture is a fare increase. First of all, fares as a percentage of the budget are a relatively small component of the budget, as I understand it.
That's correct. Yeah, we expect to bring in a little under $3 million in fare revenue next year. So being a part of the $21 million total budget, it is a small part.
All right. So the county council has voted to have a fare increase. You haven't had a fare increase, I think, for quite a while, I guess.
2007 was the last time Votran customers experienced a fare increase.
And I know that one of the things that the county council was very interested to know is how do Votran fares compare with other public transit systems? I think I looked at a chart that was in the county council agenda package, and I thought I read where down in Lynx, for example, in the Orlando area, I think their regular fare was like $2. Is that?
That's correct, yeah. When you looked at Votran's fares compared to other transit systems in the state, Votran's fares were on the low end.
Right.
Our base fare today is $1.25. And the statewide average at the time that we did the analysis was $1.56, so significantly lower.
All right, so let's be specific. The county council has opted to increase fares, and they did it after a lot of study and a lot of consideration, recognizing that you do have a lot of people where an increase is a problem for them. It's a challenge for them. But anyways, so what has the county council decided to do?
Well, basically, council approved a two-tiered fare increase. So fares starting in February 2014 would go up for the cash fare from $1.25 to $1.50. The paratransit, or our gold service, that fare would go up from $2.50 to $3 for a one-way trip.
Okay.
And then it's a two-tiered increase. So in February of 2015, the cash fare would go up to $1.75, and the ADA, the gold fare, would not go up again at that time. So there would also be slight increases to the variety of different pass options that we offer.
Well, if I put this into perspective, even if it went to $1.75, which would be, I guess, in 2015, that still would be lower than what Lynx is currently charging right now.
That is correct, yes.
So, Steve, what are we doing to try to get the word out to people? I know you've had some meetings, and obviously between now and February, you're going to have to try to make sure the riders are ready for this.
One of the things we did throughout this whole process was make every effort we could to make sure that people knew that this discussion was going on.
Right.
We invited people to attend one of 5 different public meetings that were held across the county. We allowed folks to come and make public comment to council at their last meeting. And now that council has approved the increase, we intend on continuing that public education process through the media that we put out on buses. So whether it's through Take One pamphlets on buses, whether it's through placards that'll be placed inside buses, whether it's through opportunities to talk with you like this, where we let people know. But we'll continue to do everything we can do to make sure that people know that in February of 2014 that fare increase is going to take place.
And I think one of the things that might be worth pointing out, Steve, is that you do have a variety of different options for people to purchase fares. I mean, there's the cash full fare and that sort of thing, but you have like monthly passes, which I think are a pretty good bargain. You have like a 3-day or 1 day or whatever. So there are some options that kind of for people to tailor to their individual ridership needs, their transportation needs, I think.
Oh, definitely. We do offer a variety of different unlimited use passes. So if somebody is a frequent user, then maybe the best bet for them is to buy a monthly pass.
Right.
And the increase to the monthly passes will be small compared to if you made each one of those trips paying a cash fare.
Right.
And we also offer unlimited use passes going all the way down to a day pass. So you can purchase a day pass that will allow you to board as many buses that you'd like. and the increase to that pass would certainly be minimal compared to paying those fares with your cash.
You know, I think I'm correct in saying, Steve, that you give a break, I think, to the younger people, the older people, and the handicapped people, I believe.
That's correct. And one of the other changes that's taking place in with this fare increase is the age range for the youth fare, which currently is up to the age of 17.
Right.
Well, with the fare increase, we intend on also changing that to have that range go up to the age of 18.
Wow.
So it allows those people that fit within those criteria to take advantage of that reduced fare for one more year. And then those families with young children can also board for free for an additional 1 year.
Wow.
So it changes the bottom range as well.
Well, Steve, I want to thank you for sharing the information. If there are people out there that perhaps would like to get more information about the different fare options, maybe to get a read on what this fare increase is all about and so forth, how do people get more information?
The best place for people to get information about the fare increase or about Votran in general is our website. That's Votran.org, and there's links on the home page for the fare increase, as well as a variety of different useful information for customers and potential customers.
Well, Steve, again, thanks for being with us. We'll probably have you back before February just to make sure that the word is getting out, but sounds like all in all, pretty reasonable approach, I think, for the passengers. As you say, a lot of them of a low-income variety, and we don't take this lightly. So
certainly. Well, I look forward to having the opportunity to come back and talk again soon.
Our guest today, Steve Sherrer. He's the General Manager of Votran Public Transportation. And with that, Amber, we'll go back to you.
Thanks, Dave, and thank you for watching Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about the show, feel free to give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org and click on the News tab at the top of the screen to find us. Incidentally, you can find the County Council's meeting calendar there too. In fact, you can use volusia.org to find out about meeting dates, workshops, topics of interest, activities, and how you can become involved. And we hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today, Volusia County Government's weekly public radio program. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Patterson. Have a wonderful evening.